Talk about real estate. So everybody know about real estate is getting so much attention these days in the media, not always for good reasons, from all over the level of government or anyone who barrage of information about real estate. And this is because it's such an important part of people's life and wealth generation. And Vancouver has been blessed to, over a decade, to have a growth of the real estate market, and people have abundance of their wealth coming from real estate. And that's good reasons why. Look, we live in a beautiful place, we have a fresh air, good education, good healthcare. So all those good reasons, kind of everybody wants to come here. So if anyone knows Bob Rennie, he said some statistics that in Canada, baby boomers are sitting on $400 billion of real estate. So that's a huge number when you think about how much real estate people own. Real estate, despite the market is softening right now, is going to hold. The value's been going up and down like stock market, but I think values are still going to be there. Like people want to see 50% off, 70% off, 90% off. That's not going to happen in our lifetime. This is not Walmart, so sorry. So there's three reasons, I think, the principles which will sustain the value of real estate. And the reason I'm saying this because you need to have a good base to know that real estate is there for you to increase values. Number one, we are surrounded by mountains. There's water, Fraser Valley. There's agricultural land. So unlike Dubai, we cannot build any more land. That means it's a supply and demand. Less and less land available to use. Demographic, and it's another factor. As it happens, Vancouver area, average age is about 57 years of age. And those people, they're happy in their home. They don't want to move. They're not ready to downsize, right size. The kids are in school. And opposite spectrum is people who are average 30 years of age. They have good jobs. They want to set roots, but they're 57 years old, they're not selling. So, and also there's unintended consequences. Local governments and provincial, they want to have more density in major corridors like by 16, West King Ed, Cambie. So that's going to put pressure on detached properties and townhouses and condos. The value is going to go up. So those are unintended consequences which governments are like to pass laws and all kinds of rules. And they like to pass laws first, and they think later how to apply it. That's how the politics works, so, unfortunately. Sorry, that's my sarcastic sense of humor. So what to do? Well, some families they don't want to move maybe to mom and dad home because it's maybe too old or needs rebuild, needs reconstruction. So they want to sell the property and get the money to buy their own first-time buyers, or they want to move up to other house. That's where mom, the best financial institution, which is the bank of mom and dad. If you know somebody or yourself looking to dispose of property for whatever reason, or it's an estate, that's a discussion I can have after, because it's very, very personal situation. So many owners don't realize that there's so much value in your home, either by zoning based on when you live, the airspace, or the proposed OCP. Like Lori, for example, she lives in an area on Fairview, and there's so much density, and because the SkyTrain building, the new development proposed, the new values are going to go up, right? So why not? How are you going to capitalize on that to be set for the future? So how are you going to invest? So I'll leave you with a quick story for a family I helped. 2004, they bought a property, they bought a house, and 3 years later, we used their equity, and they bought a condo for their daughter, who was 14 at the time, and also they bought a pre-sale for their other daughter, who was 15. Now this family, I kept in touch with them. They are building a brand new home, and when they move to a new home, the current home is going to be turned into a duplex, so it's an investment, and they have 2 other kids who are younger, so 4 kids in total. And they'll be set for hopefully life, right? It's a good investment for them to have. And that's going to become an investment with duplex and maybe a laneway house, because it's a huge lot, and that's allowed. I understand that not everybody have this luxury, not everybody can do this kind of investment. So Jolene is going to give you the financial stuff, which is she's very excited about some new programs available to help people use the equity in their home before the government passes any laws to apply to get your capital gains. There's a lot to talk about applying capital gains on value of properties, and before the value is going down, we're not sure what's going to happen in the market. So that's Jolene, the investment and financial piece. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. I definitely enjoyed that piece from Bob Bernay about the generational wealth due to appreciation, which is definitely what we're seeing here in British Columbia and all of Canada, but British Columbia most importantly. In fact, 75% of Canadians' net worth is in real estate, which means their home is their largest asset. I would like to highlight 3 avenues that you can utilize your home to work for you with the tax-deductible interest rate and to remove equity to grow your real estate portfolio or for your retirement. I'd like to start first with the reverse mortgage. The reverse mortgage has been around since 1986. It's catered to applicants 55 and older and most beneficial to 65 plus. This vehicle is qualified basically on age, property, and valuation. To remove equity from your home to gift is tax deductible. The U.S. do not offer this vehicle.
Wait a minute, is that tax deductible? Really? Is it tax deductible? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you have an example?
Yes, I certainly do. So I had 2 applicants come in, both healthy income, could qualify them, but they did not have a down payment. Spoke to their parents, they had a lot of equity in their home. I did a reverse mortgage, I put up $250,000 and it was a down payment for their children. And they were not taxed on that. So Bank of Mom and Dad, there you go.
Work.
Yeah, it do work. And the reverse mortgage is very popular for high net worth and the investment sector. Now we have a new program which I love. So it's the fraction mortgage. So it's a reverse mortgage but catered to all ages.
Do you have any examples how people use a fraction mortgage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a client, they're living in Vancouver and they were growing their family, moved to Kelowna. They converted their owner occupied into a rental in Vancouver. They also had a rental property in Sun Peaks. So we purchased a home for them in Kelowna. Now they're growing their family. So they called me and they said, well, Jolene, we're growing the family. We should be back closer to my mom and dad to help raise the children. I said, okay, well, that makes sense. So, and I told her about the fraction mortgage. And she said, oh, she's actually an accountant. She's on maternity leave right now. And to move back to Vancouver and go back to work. And she's also having another child right now, or she's pregnant again. She is wanting to stay home with the children. So the fraction mortgage is actually perfect for her. So we're going to liquidate the 3 properties. In total, she'll receive $1 million in net proceeds from the sale. So I can qualify for her for a purchase of $2 million. They probably won't go that large, but they want a detached home as they grow their family. So this is an equity program that really caters to self-employed, transitional, clients that are in transition periods in their life. This program is great because it's also no payments made on this product. Also tax deductible. So that gives her the flexibility to not worry about the mortgage payment. And they're really excited to move back to Vancouver. And the beautiful thing about the fraction, it could be for owner-occupied, rental, second home, so it's endless. So the reverse mortgage, the difference there is if the funds are gifted, the child cannot be on the name because it's 55 plus, and it's really dictated on the age of the applicant. So the fraction really is, I speak and love both products, but I really see we'll see a lot of this fraction product. And the third product is a home equity line of credit. This is an income qualifying product, so you do have to qualify with the stress test and your income. So it's not for every applicant, but you can also utilize that equity to gift or further invest. And if you're pulling equity from a home equity line of credit, that's tax deductible income. So also a good financial vehicle to really make your mortgage work for you.
And Erico, can you remind us what you do? Sorry.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Jolene. Again, my name is Erico. I'm from Resite Management, and I'm the owner of the residential property management company. So today, I'd like to talk about three things: the current rental market update, and how to analyze rental price, and how to screen tenants. The rental market is very hot. How hot it is? So imagine if we rented our property last year at 89 Nelson Street. It's like one of the property built by Concord Pacific. Last year, we rent out that property for 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and plus a den with parking and storage for $2,250. We just rent out that property this year because the tenant moved out for $2,700. Yeah, wow, it's hot. So, but that's also depend on the location that you buy, where to buy. And Michael knows his market really well. But I can come in to analyze the market for you. So in this, I'm just going to give you a bit stats. If the numbers bores you, I'm so sorry in advance, but this is the stats. Okay. So currently, the reason why we have been getting a very high market price is because of the immigration coming in. So there's roughly around like 101,000 people coming to Vancouver, and these people, they don't know the Vancouver price. And they will come in, they will just rent because it looks nice, it feels nice. So landlord bought the property last year with a high price, and now they gotta pay the interest. The strata went up, the insurance went up, so they put it at like, let's say $2,600. Now these people coming in, they don't know any better, they just rent it. So that's why the market is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And right now, in next 10 years, we are seeing in the BC latest labor market outlook, there's 1 million jobs opening roughly, and if you can see, 48% of people coming in here, they are mostly young people, and 34% are people immigrant to here, and 8% are from outside. So you can see close to 50% are from overseas. But these young people, if their mom and dad's not helping them, how are they gonna buy a property, right? So what they do, they rent. So in the future, we could definitely see there's more and more people renting in the market. So I'm just gonna list down the top 5 industry, which is agriculture, accommodation and food service, healthcare, retail, educational, and public administration. So in the next 10 years though, the market is going to change. The top 5 industry, the most job opening is actually healthcare, which is like nurses, people helping out, professional scientific and technical service, retail trade, construction, and accommodation food service. So what does this mean? Tenants like to stay where they are closer to work. So in this area, there's going to be built like in the hospital or whatnot. You're going to see an increase of tenants trying to live in those areas. Like, do you guys know about the St. Paul going to build somewhere close by Gastown area there? Yeah. So that area, probably in the future, I could really see Chinatown or even Gastown or even downtown, Olympic Village especially, is going to get more and more people coming in there. Doesn't mean they will want to stay like very close to their work, but they want to go at some sort of a distance. But that would be like one example, okay? So on average, tenants like to spend like 30 to 50% of their net income to their property. So if you can tell, healthcare people, they actually make a lot of money. So they're like almost 6 figures or more, like especially nurses. So what it means is they could technically afford a higher rental in the future. And these people could have a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom apartments and whatnot. Okay. And then immigrants are paying higher rent. Yeah. And then right now the trend is the most popular. Last year, in the past 2 years, during COVID, a lot of people want to rent houses, townhome. But now a lot of people are wanting to rent one bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and studio. Why? Price points. People want to test the markets. And right now COVID is getting lesser. People are more comfortable when they look at us now. Barely anyone wearing masks today. So yeah, the market is definitely more and more popular now because of that. However, there are still places that are slower to rent. So like luxury property. So this is usually 4,000 and above. Houses, townhome, and especially in the Fraser Valley area there. Central and South Surrey, they are much more popular.
Erico, do you have any examples? People you help?
Oh, for the rental price? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually do. So for the rental price, I have my friends or like my clients come to me and ask me always like, Erico, how much this property is worth? Like, I just don't know. Should I buy this property? Should I not? And I can give you an example right now how to analyze it. So the first thing is you need to know, number one, what is your goal, right? Is your goal cash flow? Is your goal having a long-term tenant? And what kind of property you want to invest in? You want to see your budget. Number two, after you know your product, like, oh, okay, I have like maybe a 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms or like a parking or strata. Now you want to see what area are you in? Because different areas attract different tenants. For example, my clients who has property in River District, they thought that they could do furnished, but a lot of people in River District are mostly young families. They have like pets, and they are basically wanting to stay there in a 3 bedrooms or townhome. Why? Because families, is very hard for them to move around. So if you go in a mindset there and buying a 1 bedroom furnished, it's not going to be successful there. So that's just an example. One of my clients told me about it. And then you also want to analyze your competitors as well. So you want to analyze apple to apple. So what I mean by that is the biggest data out there for rental market is actually Vancouver Craigslist. Yes, it's free, but it has the biggest data. I know, I'm shocked too. But don't even try to go to other website. Vancouver Craigslist has the biggest website where you can, the most data of rental that you can see your competing area. So I usually like to go Google Map and then see where are my properties located and compare apple to apple. So if I have a 1 bedroom, which is pretty new, less than 5 years old, like 1 parking, 1 storage, I will compare the exact same one with my competitors close by. But you want to see also what kind of strategy they do. So for instance, there's many companies out there, developers like Shape Properties or West Bank, they right now also have their own internal rental they're giving out. So they're giving out 1 month free rent, 2 months free rent. So you have to think, okay, if I'm competing against them, what can I do to strategize? So this is the thing that I usually talk to my client and we'll strategize what is the best way to go there. You also want to look at the photos and videos. Photos and videos does affect the rental price as well. For the last step is how to screen a tenant. So the most important process in the whole investment, you want to find great tenants. It's so key. There was a study done in North America. If you find a bad tenant, the cost of you kicking the tenant out, fixing all the stuff, is roughly around like $13,000 yearly, which is insane, right? So no, you want to do that way beforehand, right? So, so this is our 5 steps that we do, how we screen a tenant. So number 1, what we do is when they come to the showing or they interact with us through text message, WhatsApp or phone call, we usually analyze them, what kind of characteristic they are. Because for a landlord, what's 2 most important things you want from a tenant? They pay on time, they don't give you headaches, right? So characteristics very big. So when they come in, they're like, okay, is this person well-groomed? Are they easy to communicate? Do they easy to talk to? Do they like hard to communicate sometimes? So you want to know or analyze all that. So we have a data, how to analyze every tenant that come in, and we give a report to our clients. Number 2, we want to talk about the employer and landlord reference. We usually, for the employer and landlord reference, we don't just do like the previous landlord, but we do previous landlord and employer as well. Why? Because people can lie. Tenants sometimes ask their friends, their sisters, their brothers, their whoever to fix them. But if they have 2, they have to think more. And then we have questions that we use, the script, that we can kind of feel if they are like the true contact or not. Of course, we will check their online and search whether they are the right company and make sure they have the right signature and whatnot. So, and number 3, financials, right? You want to make sure they pay on time. You want to make sure they have money. So we search 4 things for them. So number 1, we search the financial statements. We ask them for financial statements. We ask for the credit score. We ask for the pay stubs. And we also ask for proof of assets, so such as like TFSA, Bitcoin, or real estate. But out of these 4, we ask 2 of the documents. And I'll give you an example. Like for credit score, we always want to make sure our tenant is 660 and above. Why? Because people who have lower than a credit score, they have a bad credit. Bad credit means they pay late. Pay late means you're going to pull your hair on the weekends. so yeah. Pay stub, we always ask for 3 months. Why 3 months? Because some people are in probation, and you never know what if they got fired during probation. So 3 months, that's what we ask. So they just as some example. Of course, we told them to black out any sensitive information in there. So the fourth one, we search BC Service Court. What is that? That is for checking their criminal record. And also search if there's any like domestic violence or like their speeding ticket or whatnot. Everything is in there. It's not 100% accurate. It's only people in BC. Last one, we check that online. I know some people might feel like, oh man, Erico, does it feel like creepy if we like search your tenant online? No, don't feel that way because in the end of the day, you're managing the property. So one case, true story happened. Everything was good with the tenant. The financial was good. When they meet them, everything is good. We searched online, and guess what the tenant did? He rode a bicycle in the living room while smoking cigarettes.
Oh, dear. Oh, my God.
How do we know that? We won't know that unless we searched it online, and we got to Facebook, found it, sent it to our client, and we tell our client, we recommend to say no because of this reason. Yeah. So searching online is very crucial. And don't just search one, like just search Facebook, Instagram, WeChat, articles, LinkedIn, make sure they have the same workspace. So out of all these 5, we will give them like a score, and at 7 out of 10 or more, we will tell the landlord to proceed forward with the tenant. If 7 out of 10 or below, depend on the landlord whether they want to proceed with the tenant or not.
So when you take on a landlord, and so you completely manage the portfolio, is that correct?
Yes.
So you do the interview of the tenant, so you take over. Could you give me beginning to end?
Yeah, so usually how it works is when a landlord comes to me, I usually have a 15-minute phone consultation, and I want to see what service they want. Would they want to have like just to find us finding a tenant for them, or do a finding tenant and do the inspection for them, or full property management? Most landlords do full property management again, so that you can go on holidays and relax and don't pull your hair on the weekend. So, but yeah, and then also I'll double check their goals because every landlord are different. Some people want higher cash flow. Some people just don't want the headaches with bad tenants. Some people just want to make sure that their property is taken care of well, right? So, and then we go from there. To answer that, like our rate is 8.5%. Our company, we also work with a lot of relocation company agents there. So we work like Amazon's, the movie industries. Like we just move in a couple of actresses and directors. But yeah, there are some cool people that we got to move them in. So we do have those contacts, and we grow our list right now. Since we started out till now, we are roughly around like 5,000 contact lists. So we grab the tenants' contacts ever since. So every time we have new property, we'll send an email, reach out to all the agents, our contacts as well, and everybody. Yeah, and we have also this thing. Yes, we also do, but only from referral. So the people, usually the reason why we referral is because we need to vet them out. Like recently, like currently actually, I just helped like 2 of the bank directors in Singapore, help them to find a place in Vancouver, and we just closed on a property, $5,300 on a water home in the Yaletown area there. Management, no, we don't charge unless you want us to do like any like special service. So sometimes like my clients are from overseas, right? So they're unable to go there. Sometimes we have to open the doors, you know, for the inspection, or the contractor come in, you know, pin the walls, like do the floors. We definitely will open the door, let them in, and let them like. But for us to go there and open the door, we charge for that. Oh, my contract is 6 months contract.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so 6-month contract month to month. We did a survey on that, and we found out a lot of our clients like to have that 6-month contract and then month to month. And you know what, to be honest with you, if we don't add value to your life, and you felt that Erico, you know, this doesn't work out, just let me know. I'm open to hear feedback, and also like cancel the contract if that works better for you. Yeah. In the end, we're all here to add value to your life. Yeah.
But like an offset the net income or sort of the gross income onto client's income. Well, right now I believe real estate is the most sound investment, especially through everything that I'm seeing. It's the most sound. I mean, the next few years, there are products. There's a variable rate product. It's a static product, so it's a fixed variable. There is a trigger rate that will kick in if, you know, interest outweighs the principal on the back end. Things will level back out by the end of the latter part of 2024. Yeah, and even though everyone is just hyped up about the interest rates going high, they're still record low. You know, when I started brokering 12 years ago, rates were 5%, and that was Scotiabank, TD, Desjardins, all the big fives. So We just got to a record low during the pandemic. The government was also printing money and, and went super low in rates, which was great. There was one point rates were 1%. So I think for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars at that amount, it's not sustainable.
I can add from real estate perspective, back in January, February, people paying 200,000, 300,000 over asking, right? And now, the price point is a little bit lower for some properties, different markets, but you're paying probably $70, $100 more per month in mortgage payments, right? So what's better, paying $300,000 for a property or $70 from interest or interest rates, right?
Yeah.
So I think you are ahead. Many people want to wait until the bottom, right? But nobody knows what the bottom is. Realtors, nobody knows, right? So by the time the bottom hits, it's already it's going up. So this is not like 2016, it's like 2018. Took a few months and the market went up again. I know a different scenario, inflation, war, and other things happening. But think about why you're buying it, right? Think about 5-year plan, 10-year plan, and you're going to benefit of value going up. It depends who you talk to. I mean, people in Bitcoins, they tell you, oh, it's the best you can do, But the only thing is tangible, right? It's tangible. Stock market, it's in a cloud. Lots of things can happen. Not to say there's no value in stock market, there is, but the real estate is tangible, and if you keep it for a long time, you'll benefit. If you think you're going to sell it to make profit in 2 years, it might not happen that fast. So.
Yeah.
I think real estate at a minimum you gotta put like 5 years plan on it,
Yeah.
right? So it's they always ask us when is the best time to buy. It's yesterday. So in the end of the day, like the rental price will also go up, right? Because as he said, like 3 million building coming in, and that's why I give everybody stats. There's jobs coming in. Vancouver is such a beautiful place. Like I'm not from here. I'm from Indonesia. So I came here 14 years ago, and I was so surprised how fast this industry go, and I just keep seeing like it can go more and more because a lot of people love to be in Vancouver. Yeah.
Squamish. About 4 years ago, a client bought a condo for $350. It was the first condo downtown. Now it's worth $800. He's been renting it for $2,200, and it went up to $2,500 in Squamish. It's the next Whistler. They've been talking about for years. The city of Squamish, they have a plan to develop the whole downtown or the whole waterfront. Wherever Bosa goes, they do a lot of developments there. So they know the market, that they know that's where they're going to invest. That's a follow the leader, what they call it. I don't have a crystal ball. Nobody knows. I totally appreciate the cost of living. I live in Kitsilano. I know how expensive it is, but you just have to find a way. Like, I don't think Vancouver is, you look at economics, how much money people make, because lots of people own houses in West Van. I don't think they have a job to sustain those houses, right? So I've been in real estate for 12 years. I kind of stop people asking where they get their money, because everyone have their own, business somewhere else, or they're private about it. That's why I recommend them to speak with a mortgage broker if they need a mortgage. And of course, I use the FinTrack to make sure they don't have any money laundering and all that. But everyone have to find their own way. But you have to start somewhere. If you don't have a property, start somewhere. You don't need to live in it. You maybe invest vacation home in Osoyoos and have Airbnb and make money, and then sell it and use that as a down payment for a property here. There's so many vehicles, so many ways to go about it.
Yeah,
It's a tough question to ask.
Yeah, I want to add to Michael's point. Right now, the average income in Vancouver and stuff is around 60,000, right? If you get the net, it's roughly around 3,000 plus, right? But it's so like that number. I think it's misleading, because right now, if you get somebody in the tech industry, like the Amazons, the software engineers and stuff, they're earning like 6 figures, easily, like starting position. Right. So if you buy, like, for example, one of my clients, he want to buy in downtown, 1 bedroom, and he knew that the people there can't afford that rent, because 1 bedroom apartment there is only like $2,200, $2,300, right? For them, that is nothing compared to their like 6 figures income, yearly income. So I would say opportunity is always there in the real estate market. It's just that it's harder to find now, but it's always there. You just have to look and find it, and which is why Michael can help you with that.
Foreign investors in Canada, the statistic which David Ebig came out last week, it makes about 2% of purchaser. So it's not that you listen to media that all the foreign buyers are here. Only 2% of buyers are foreign buyers. And right now they want to implement 2-year ban on foreign buyers. So people are pulling back, like, if they are sitting somewhere in Hong Kong, I want to buy a condo in Vancouver, they're not doing that because they see as a not good place to invest. People build houses. So you have to look at different area, look at the micro markets, and stop listening to the noise of the media and some other misleading information out there. I'm not being biased because I'm a realtor. It's your choice what you want to do, but stop listening to the noise because they want all negative stuff. I never heard good things in the news. So.
That's how they attract you, to get your views. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for today.